For over 30 years, Legacy Foundation has been empowering people, providing strategic leadership, and impactful philanthropic support to create an equitable Lake County where all people thrive. Legacy Foundation works with the public, private, and nonprofit sectors to shine a light on the local, community-driven efforts that make Lake County a better place to live, work, and grow. With every contribution, the charitable organization is investing in the future. By building and managing endowment funds, Legacy Foundation ensures that Lake County will always have the resources it needs to grow and adapt to changing times. Legacy Foundation is here to support Lake County today and leave a legacy of resilience and opportunity for future generations. Joining us now to share more about Legacy Foundation, the community foundation for Lake County, Indiana, is President and CEO Kelly Anoe and Erica Fizer, the charitable organization's Vice President of Philanthropy. Kelly and Erica, thank you so much for joining us for this special Lakeshore Public Media Regionally Speaking in studio. We're just so excited to have you both with us today.
Thank you so much for having us. We're excited to be here.
Thank you, Dee. Always good to be with you.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, Kelly, I want to start with you because Legacy Foundation, again, is Lake County's community foundation, and I want to spend our time together today sharing with our listening and viewing audience more about all of the events, the programs, the initiatives, and the grants that your organization offers. But before we do this, as I shared with you offline, oftentimes a lot of people are not familiar exactly with what a community foundation is. So I want you to spend a few minutes sharing what is a community foundation and to whom do they serve?
Yeah, absolutely. So a community foundation is an organization, a nonprofit organization that focuses on quality of life within a designated place. And so for us, that's all of Lake County. We look at the residents of Lake County, the businesses, the people, how we can improve quality of life for everybody who lives, works, and plays in Lake County, Indiana. Every community, we try to touch every corner of our communities and municipalities within the county. And that's by giving out grants to organizations to be able to meet the needs of our residents. We give out scholarships to students to attend college, and hopefully after they go to college, they'll come back to Lake County and contribute their talents back into our communities here. We work with different leadership initiatives and with municipalities on identifying what are the key issues, what are the key needs, and how we can work together, collaborate, bring people together to address those.
That's a lot for a community foundation to address. And that's why I'm so excited to have you join us because, again, I want to share all of the good work that your organization does. Now, there is, again, so much to discuss about Legacy Foundation, and I want to start with one of your initiatives, Lake County Forever. So share a little bit about how you're using this campaign to support Lake County and strengthen local nonprofit organizations.
Lake County Forever is our campaign to strategically support the needs of the county now and, just as it says in the campaign fund name, forever. Because we know that the needs of today won't be the needs that our residents are facing 20 years from now. And we want to be able to make sure that the leadership at Legacy Foundation has the same ability and an even greater ability to work alongside nonprofits and the community to meet those needs, just as Kelly mentioned that we're doing right now. And so we're building those resources through Lake County Forever to be able to support nonprofits and residents who really need assistance in our county.
And so I think the most important part of Lake County Forever is that any donations to the Lake County Forever campaign will qualify for a 2-to-1 match, which is an amazing opportunity, right?
Absolutely.
Every dollar donated will turn into $3. And so it's through an opportunity through the Lilly Endowment to be able to grow the resources that we have here in Lake County for Lake County to be able to support Lake County Forever. And so an amazing opportunity for donors, people who care about about Lake County, people who care about their communities, to be able to make sure that their dollars are, going even further to help support the nonprofits that they care about.
That is so exciting to hear that 2 for 1. That is just so exciting. So I know I probably have said this 3 times in just our short conversation right now about there's so much to discuss about the Legacy Foundation and how the public charity raises funds to support local nonprofits and something you shared with me, scholarships, which I was not familiar with, but all in, as you started with, to improve the quality of life for residents in Lake County. So I want to talk about the Lake County Advancement Committee, which was formed, in 1965. Share a little bit about what issues and or concerns are addressed under this arm of the charitable organization, and that's to either of you.
Yeah, so Lake County Advancement Committee, as you mentioned, it was formed over 50 years ago as a way to unify our Lake County communities around talking about issues that are important to all of our communities. So it's bringing expert speakers, leaders to an event, and that leader or speaker will talk about an issue, something that's important, whether it's, we had Tom Collins Jr. Talking about Luke Family Brands. We had Tom Dockage talking about Quantum Corridor and the future of quantum data and things that I can't even explain, and the future of that in our communities. We had a panel of CEOs from our 3 hospital networks who all spoke together about healthcare challenges and also advancements and opportunities in our communities. So it's really things that are relevant to Lake County and what we're doing, and we invite anybody who wants to join us for lunch. And then, we open after the speaker. It's open for discussion, for questions and answers. So really a great opportunity to bring people to learn more about how do we work together to advance Lake County.
And as Kelly mentioned, it was started over 50 years ago, but it really just came under Legacy's umbrella of programs last year. So we celebrated the 1-year mark at the recent FutureCast event that we hosted at the Avalon. And so I really feel like we've seen growth in audience, new members who have joined, and as Kelly mentioned, it's open to the public to attend these events. And I think we've really seen a reinvigoration of energy into the Lake County Advancement Committee programs. And we hope that people will continue to join and grow that audience who are looking to see people who are really working locally in Lake County to advance our economy across different sectors.
And I should also give Cal Bellamy an honorable mention here because I know he's on the Lakeshore Board of Directors.
Absolutely.
And he was one of the founding board members at Legacy Foundation and was a leader behind keeping Lake County Advancement Committee going for so many years. So he was kind of the driving force behind keeping it going, and he's still very closely involved in the steering committee for Lake County Advancement and helping to, because when Cal makes a phone call, people answer. So,
Absolutely.
He's been really helpful in helping line up the speakers and the topics. And so really appreciate his involvement in, keeping that going, seeing the importance of it, and then helping with the transition over to Legacy Foundation.
And I will agree with you. When Cal makes a call, people listen, and we are all just so grateful in Lake County for all of the work that Cal Bellamy does. Now, Erica, you mentioned FutureCast, 2025 FutureCast, and I want to ask you about that because that was an event that you guys hosted just a few weeks ago, and it's an event in which the Kelley School of Business at IU forecasts the economies for not only the nation, but globally, statewide, and locally as well. And you mentioned that it's an event in which it's a luncheon, and so people see it as a networking opportunity, and absolutely it is a networking opportunity, but it's also an opportunity for Lake County community business leaders to hear from economic experts. So give us a little bit about what that event was like, because I feel like there should have been a camera in that room so that everybody in Lake County can hear what the experts had to share.
Well, I think the forecast is positive, especially for Northwest Indiana. The main takeaway that I took from the speakers is that really the work that Northwest Indiana has been doing over the years to attract residents, build housing, expand the number of industries that we have, is really starting to come to fruition now. And at my table, I mentioned the diversity of businesses that were there. We had 2 people that are in construction and development, a couple of attorneys. Michael Griffin was there from the town of Maryville.
Right, wow.
And so just think about, even at the table that I was sitting at, the number of different businesses and community leaders that were represented, and I know that was reflected throughout the room.
Absolutely. So let me just ask you, I'm kind of going off script, but you said at your table. So was there an opportunity at your table to just kind of share with different business leaders and just learn from each business leader in addition to all of the positive information that came from the expert panelists?
So there is an opportunity over lunch to network. At some of the other sessions, we've had discussion prompts that really encourage the people at the table to start talking about how the topic really relates to their life, and really try to bring it home to how they're affected by healthcare when we had the panel of hospital CEOs, or how they're affected by technology when we had Tom Dockich come out and talk about quantum data. And so we really are trying to make it not just a presentation style, but that it's engaging and that the people at the table are talking to each other about how it affects their lives.
I think that's so awesome. And as you were kind of unpacking how the events go, the engaging part, I think, is so awesome, because it's great to go to events and to network, but to be able to engage with a diverse group of leaders is so awesome. And so I'm wishing you guys much success in continuing to host events like this. Now, I want to spend some time sharing a bit about Legacy Learning Lab, because I was so excited when you sent me a note about the Legacy Learning Lab. So share a little bit about what opportunities are afforded for not only the staff of nonprofit organizations, but anybody in Lake County, because this sounds so exciting.
Yeah, so we've had the Legacy Learning Lab going for about 10 years now, and it's our initiative that really focuses on how can we work with nonprofit organizations to help give them the tools and resources that they need in order to strengthen their organization. We know that our grant funding alone is not going to address all of the needs in Lake County, right? But if we can give the organizations tools to, strengthen their budgeting processes, strengthening their boards of directors, leadership capacity development, looking at how, grant writing and fundraising. So all the things that can help them be more competitive for, state funds, federal funds, deliver better quality and quantity of services, then those are all tools that will help the organizations be more successful and help Lake County be more successful. And so Learning Lab is our initiative that offers trainings to nonprofits, networking opportunities to organizations. And then just this past year, we opened that up to residents with some leadership development trainings as well, because we really wanted to look at, we were seeing so many organizations come up that were block clubs that were doing amazing things in their community, with really no budget, and they were just leading the way through passion and by leadership and respect from their community. And so we were looking at all these people who are doing amazing things that maybe don't even have a formal nonprofit status, and how can they be part of that opportunity to get training.
Absolutely. It sounds so transformational for everybody in Lake County you said it's been about a year since you have opened it up to Lake County residents. It has to be so transformational. It has to have changed the block club, in addition to all of the nonprofit organizations. Now, when I think of a community foundation, and I'm sure many of our listening and viewers will immediately think about grants. And so we have to spend some time talking about grants, right? So the Legacy Foundation, again, offers so many grants. But a lot of people may not understand the process. So I want to spend a few minutes with having each of you share a little bit about walking us through step by step what grants are available through the Legacy Foundation, and what are some of the guidelines for applying for grants.
So we offer sponsorship grants So that's open on a rolling basis for nonprofits who are providing educational or opportunities for residents to come together around maybe a cultural event, something that's not just a fundraiser. So we want it to be something that's free and open to the community. And so nonprofits that are serving Lake County can apply for those. They're up to
2,000.
2,000. I almost said 3, but I don't want to raise the minimum.
Here you
But
have
it's
it.
not. It's 2.
Official announcement.
Up to 2,000 for a nonprofit to put on a sponsored event. And then we have our Transform Lake County grants, and that's open to any nonprofit that is serving a city or town in Lake County to apply. Our grant maximum for that is $35,000. And we see organizations of all sizes. Legacy Foundation prides itself really on serving grassroots organizations and serving those larger agencies that have lots of name recognition and are really well-established organizations in the community. And so any organization that's serving a city or town in Lake County can apply. And as Kelly mentioned, we're really focused on quality of place here. So we don't have a specific cycle if you're serving education or healthcare or youth services. It's really any of those areas. As we identify priorities in the community, that's how we identify those grants that need to be made.
Absolutely. And I should note, full transparency to our listening and viewing audience, Lakeshore Public Media is the recipient of the philanthropic impact of Legacy Foundation. And I should also note that Lakeshore Public Media was awarded a $100,000 matching grant for our Building Blocks initiative to support our educational programming. And so Lakeshore Public Media, again, thanks Legacy Foundation for that support. The initiative has received rave reviews and will continue to receive rave reviews. And so we thank Legacy Foundation for its support. Really appreciate it. Now, speaking of grants, a few weeks ago, the Legacy Foundation awarded $240,000. Every time I look at the number, I want to say $2,400, but $240,000 to organizations serving Lake County. Tell us more about a few of the grant recipients, if you do not mind, as well as how the funds will go to, again, as you guys have both shared throughout our conversation, improve the quality of life for residents in Lake County.
Yeah, so this was through our unrestricted grant making fund. So what we talked about earlier, the funds that we're raising right now that qualify for the 2-to-1 match, we're able to use those unrestricted dollars that we raise to support organizations like these that apply for grants and identify the needs in our community. And so with this most recent cycle, we awarded funding to organizations like Community Help Network, which provides buddy bags, which is after school and weekend feeding to children in South Lake County. The Crisis Center, which works with youth and teens who are at risk. Urban League, Tradewinds, Meals on Wheels, Opportunity Enterprises. And so a lot of great organizations, right, from feeding to youth to, individuals, organizations that serve individuals with disabilities. We did a grant to Fairhaven Rape Crisis Center this cycle. So really looking at, we look at the needs and how we can best use our dollars and our funding to leverage that and really work on root cause solution to some of the problems that we see in our communities.
Absolutely.
And I should add that it's not just Kelly or our staff that are reviewing these grants and identifying priorities and that they're stable organizations. We have a volunteer grants committee, really committed members throughout the community who come together, review 70 plus applications that we get in every cycle, take the time, review all of the budgets and the program narratives, and really just because they want to and they care about the future of this community and they care about supporting organizations that are doing good things. And they have a really robust discussion and so we really thank the volunteer grants committee members who give their time to review all of these and help us prioritize these needs.
and our board of directors as well. So then after the committee, the grants go to our board of directors for review and approval. And we get over $1 million in grant requests each grant cycle, not just each year, but each grant cycle. And we're able to fund roughly a little bit less than 20% usually of the need and of the requests that we get. And so there is a huge gap between what's being requested and what we're able to support. And there's a lot of, really compelling applications and a lot of need out there. So, it makes for some difficult decisions at the committee level and having to, turn down some really qualified applications and organizations just because we just don't have enough funding to, go into what's needed.
Yeah, as you were sharing that in my mind, I'm saying to myself, I'm not sure if could be, because I lead with my heart. If I could be the one making those decisions, I would probably take the $10 and spread it over all 70 applications.
We have to tell some of our committee that we can't do that sometimes, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So I want to talk about Legacy Foundation's new initiatives, and that's the partnership with the national model, the Community Heart and Soul. Legacy Foundation will select one community to receive training, technical assistance, and supporting funding to implement the Community Heart and Soul process. And this is over a 2 to 5 year period. Tell us more about this and share with our listening and viewing audience where you are in this process.
Yeah, so this really started from Legacy Foundation ran an initiative, that ended about 5 years ago. We started it about 10 years ago, called Neighborhood Spotlight. And with Neighborhood Spotlight, we selected communities and spent about 5 years with each of those communities on engaging residents, building resident leadership, working with the community to develop a neighborhood specific plan on by getting feedback from residents on what do they want to see happen in their neighborhood and what are their priorities and goals and action steps, and so then we worked with them on that plan over a period of years to implement some of the things that they had identified. And so after doing that for a couple years, and then we moved on to, and we did some on the table conversations from there. And then, of course, COVID happened, which put us all in a different place on how do we engage with people, right? And had us all reevaluating that. And so now through the Heart and Soul model, it's very similar to Neighborhood Spotlight, except the difference is it gives us a national model and national best practices, a proven, approach to being able to work with these communities. We have other cities throughout the country that we can work with and learn from. And so we're really part of a community of practice now in, working through this model. And so we will be selecting one neighborhood in year 1 to work with. So we'll be announcing that soon. And then next year we'll select a second community to work with on Heart and Soul. And so we hope to build upon that and reach all communities in Lake County.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the Neighborhood Spotlight initiative that Kelly talked about, we still hear such positive feedback from the neighborhoods that went through that. Faith Farms, which is a organization and farm in Gary that really got started during that Neighborhood Spotlight program in the Emerson neighborhood. And so when we talk with Frida or Pastor Whitaker about the work that they're doing, we all kind of sit back and say, oh my God, could you have thought that it would have grown to what it is now 10 years ago when we were first starting these conversations about, growing urban farming in
when it was just a vision, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. As we begin to wrap up our time together today, you have shared a lot about Legacy Foundation, right? And I can't help but think, as you guys are sharing all of the information, obviously the work cannot be done without obviously you, the president and CEO, you, Erica, the vice president of Philanthropy, obviously your staff. But I'm also thinking about your board, because the work cannot be done without the support of the board. So I want you to take a minute to toot the horn of your board and share who some of the board members are.
Absolutely. Happy to do that. And so we have an amazing board of directors at Legacy Foundation, that consists of a diverse set of skills, talents, leaders from Lake County. Currently, our chair is John Frayak with Horizon Bank. He's market president there.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think everybody knows John, right?
John's awesome.
And then we have Sean Egan from Calumet College as our vice chair. Matt Doyle, who's the CEO at Methodist Hospital, is our treasurer. Sherry Ziller, the president of the RDA, is our secretary. Our immediate past chair, Carrie Ukage, True Wealth Financial Advising Firm. So we have Chelsea Whittington with CWIT PR, who is great, marketing. Greg Gordon. So we have an amazing board of. I don't want to.
Now you're just naming.
Now I'm just naming, and then I'll accidentally leave one person off. So I'll stop now while I'm ahead.
No, but it's awesome to hear you name some of the board members, not all, but some of the board members, because it's awesome to hear the diverse background of each of them, from the financial institution to healthcare to all of those different organizations. And so it's so awesome to hear all of those different sets coming to the table to obviously advance the mission of the Legacy Foundation. So I wanted to be sure that we tooted the horn because, again, Lake County the Legacy Foundation does so much for the entire Lake County. Now, before I let you go, again, as I've said, you two have shared just a small fraction of the events, the activities, the initiatives, and the programs offered through the Legacy Foundation. If anybody would like more information, including how to apply for a grant, how to come to an event or participate in a program, where can they find that information?
They can visit our website at legacyfdn.org. They can give us a call at our office, 219-736-1880. We have a very friendly staff. We take calls all the time, and people might be looking for ways to get involved or ways to give back to their community but don't really know where to start. They can call our office, and we try to help them find what they're looking for. And so we do have we have a holiday open house that you'll find on there for professional advisors, like attorneys, CPAs. We have an upcoming continuing education seminar that they can find on our website. Our scholarship application is open right now for high school seniors and current college students. They'll find that on our Apply for Scholarships page. And so there's a wealth of resources on our website.
Awesome. And my ears perked up a bit when you mentioned the scholarship opportunities, because you think of scholarship opportunities for students who will be graduating high school, seniors right now, but to hear that there are opportunities for those that are in college as well, another win-win for Lake County. And so that's so exciting. Again, I know I sound like I am like an ambassador of sorts, I should say, for Legacy Foundation, but I had to have you guys in here again because I see you guys out in the community at many events. I know the work that you're doing, and we wanted to be sure to highlight your organization and share with the rest of our viewing and listening audience everything about Legacy Foundation. So we thank you for joining us today in studio, and we cannot wait to have you back with us again to tell us about who that community will be.
Well, I can't think of a better ambassador for Legacy Foundation, so thank you so much for having us on.
Thank you, Dee. We really appreciate your time.
Legacy Foundation is the community foundation for Lake County, Indiana. The mission of the organization is to transform Lake County by providing strategic leadership and impactful philanthropic support to ensure equitable opportunity for all of the communities they serve. Through the generosity of a wide base of donors, Legacy Foundation has awarded over $50 million in grants and scholarships to nonprofit organizations and individuals since its founding in 1992. The foundation manages nearly $85 million in assets and is governed by a volunteer board of directors representing a diverse spectrum of business, education, and nonprofit and public sectors. For more information, visit www.legacyfdn.org.